Good evening, folks. Welcome back to FRN, French Revolution News.
We're your hosts, Joel
and Brecken.
Well, ladies and gents, it's August 1789, and your weather today is sunny with a chance of revolution.
Last month, 600 Parisians stormed the Bastille, a prison in Paris holding all of the people who protest the French king.
Many people say this could be the start of a revolution, long overdue if you ask me.
I think we can all agree that things in France have been heating up lately, with the king trying to raise taxes on everyone, even aristocrats.
His plan has been blocked by the French aristocrats. He's getting desperate, and as he called a meeting of the Estates General.
A meeting that has not been called in over 170 years. For those of you who don't know what the Estates General is, it's comprised of elected representatives of the three groups:
the clergy, the aristocrats, and the common people. Historically, these three groups have met and voted separately, the majority decision of each group then being expressed as a single vote. The system is biased, as the common people are often outnumbered 2-1 by the French elite.
This meeting, called by the king, was an attempt to persuade the clergy and aristocrats to approve the new taxes.
His plan backfired horrendously, as members of the Third Estate were determined to challenge the system and create a new equal constitution.
They declared themselves the National Assembly and swore the tennis coat oath, claiming to be the only group representing the nation.
This act of defiance, as well as news that the king has been gathering troops, is what inspired the storming of the Bastille.
Well, folks, lots of big stuff happening.
See you next time on
French Revolution News. Welcome to FRN. Update: everything is awful. I'm dying of typhoid, and everything is boring. It doesn't feel very revolutionary to me. You'll notice Joel is gone, as he died of cholera. We replaced him with Will, who then is now suffering from the bubonic plague. Nothing is happening. Everything is awful. We'll see you next year, if we make it to next year. That's French Revolution News. Welcome back to French Revolution News, and I'm your host, Brecken. As I mentioned last time, Will was suffering of the bubonic plague. I'm glad to say he is... What was that? He's dead. We've just received word that he's dead. In other news, nothing is happening. We'll see you next year on French Revolution News. Good evening, folks. I'm your host, Breckenberg, and welcome back to French Revolution News. The year is 1792, and after years of no progress, we finally have some news for you. France has declared war on Austria, and the National Convention has abolished the monarchy and established a republic government. Nicolas Jacques Pelchier was beheaded by guillotine. He is the first person to ever be beheaded by this new technology. We would like to see where this takes us in further years. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time on French Revolution News. Good evening, folks. I'm Breckenberg, and this is French Revolution News. The year is 1793, and Louis XVI was judged by the convention and executed for treason. The reign of terror has begun, as the peasants are calling it. Radical elements of the government enact harsh measures against those considered enemies. Marie Antoinette has been executed by guillotine. We are starting to think this wasn't as great as an invention as we first believed. The blood has lost its sparkle, and the blades have lost their shine. We'll see you next year on French Revolution News. Good evening, folks. I'm Breckenberg, and this is French Revolution News. Tonight we will be covering the years 1794 and 95. Robespierre is overthrown by the National Convention, ending his reign of terror. National Convention is dissolved. New government has emerged, consisting of a five-person directory, bicameral legislature. What does this mean for France? Find out next time on French Revolution News. Good evening, folks. I'm Breckenberg, and this is French Revolution News, reporting to you from the year 1796. Napoleon Bonaparte has begun his first campaign in Italy. French armies under Napoleon decimated enemy forces and evicted them from the Italian peninsula. They won almost every battle and took 150,000 prisoners. Things are looking up for France. We'll see you next time on French Revolution News. Good evening, folks. It's Breckenberg reporting to you from 1797 on French Revolution News. As of right now, France is purging conservatives from the Corps Legislative and other posts. Directory fears it's losing its favor and has called upon Bonaparte to command troops to deport royalists and counter-revolutionists to Guiana in South America. Well, I hope they enjoy their vacation, because they will not be back for a long time. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on French Revolution News. Good evening, folks. This is French Revolution News, and I'm your host, Breckenberg, reporting to you live from 1798. It's been relatively quiet lately, aside from all the death and war and stuff, like the Battle of the Nile, Britain versus France, Switzerland, Ostend Raid, Ireland, etc., the usual, Other than that, France has emerged as a superpower. Let's go, France. Well, folks, it's finally happened. The year is 1799, and you are watching French Revolution News with your host, Breckenberg. Napoleon has overthrown the French Directory and is now France's leading consulate. The revolution has ended, and we are now moving towards what is considered the Napoleonic era. Well, it's been a joy. Thank you for watching so faithfully all through the years.
Why are you looking at me?
Aubrey, come here.
Why is Aubrey always
Aubrey,
glaring
come
at
here.
me?
It's Dr. Phil. Aubrey, it's Dr. Phil. I'm going to fix your relationship. Things in France have been heating up lately, with the king calling... Ah! Well, folks, lots of big stuff happening.
See you next time on
French Revolution News.
How it should be. We're going against gender roles. This was my statement for the day.
Instead of guys saying, I want the kid to be your baptized, girls saying.
Exactly. That was my statement, Aubrey.
Somebody should have sent somebody an I lick you card.
No, this. Okay, don't the newscasters have like cocaine to snort before they go on their thing?
Sorry, let me just... Okay, I'm ready. Good evening, folks. It's Breckenberg, and I'm with you.
Who are you with?
Your mom! I'm gonna sing Jesus Takes the Wheel. So give me one more chance, save me from this road I'm on. Jesus takes